Welcome to the new update for Legacy of the Dragon. I'm not going to be showing any of the early game activities that I'll be doing. I just wanted to show you the updated starting stats for the Mage's Apprentice, because obviously previously you would not actually start with that much power throw, and the mod creator has obviously changed that, which is fantastic. I think that's a really great change, because obviously you don't really want to, I mean, obviously I'm going to be, but you don't really want to be speccing too much into strength, and I'm probably going to be eventually getting about 12, maybe 15 strength, just so that I can level up my power strike a little bit like that. But it's really nice that we start with 8 power throw, so that we really don't have to pump points into that when we really want to be pumping points into necromancy, magic power, alchemy, and so on. Now, obviously, there are a bunch of other changes as well. This is basically a small update, it's just like a hotfix kind of thing, but it is really good for necromancers because it is updating the equipment and stats of the undead footman, and it is also making it a lot easier when you actually start summoning undead knights and various other units as well, because that will then result in, if you have a full party or a relatively full party, it will make it so that those units do not get pushed out and discarded as a result. So in other words, you will be gaining your undead knights much more often, which I think is great. Well, it already looks like I have a full party of undead, and I've actually just been summoning undead, I think, like 3 times now, which is actually kind of amazing. So you can see here that I actually have 20 undead footmen. These guys have had their gear upgraded, or shall we say updated, and they've also had their stats changed as well. So you can see here that they're a little bit more viable as an upgrade to the undead walker, because you can see here that they are not as, they're not as good. So I mean, obviously their gear is not as good either. So these undead footmen, obviously they're not going to be upgrading into anything at the moment, but obviously as our honor goes down, you're going to be seeing quite a few substantial changes. Also, as you can see here, Arcane is already level 5. I actually got into a battle with quite a few looters and so on and so forth, and I actually got pretty lucky because of my increased power throw and was able to kill quite a few of them. As a result, we have leveled up our intelligence quite a bit. So you can see I have Necromancy 5 now, and that is the reason why I am able to summon Undead 3, which is fantastic. So that's exactly what I've been doing, and hopefully we will be able to tackle some harder enemies along the way. So what I would like to do now is I'd like to try and find some companions, to be honest, but I have gone in here previously and there doesn't seem to be anyone available, which is a real shame. But if that's how it is, then that's how it is. Alright, so the reason why I'm actually playing on a new character right now is because the hotfix is not save game compatible, and I wanted to see all the updated necromancy goodies, because I personally feel like that is some of the most interesting and fun parts of the mod. Well, I mean, that's the thing. There are so many parts of the mod that are fun, so choosing just one, well, obviously necromancy for me at the moment, because obviously arcane is a necromancer. Anyway, we're actually fighting some Dragonkin right here. Blue Dragonkin with the Vampire Queen, or at the very least, I believe she is a Vampire Queen of some kind. So yeah, this is actually going to be kind of interesting. I don't know who's actually going to win, but I know that she has a huge amount of units, and, well, they have giants. And, well, we were forced to kind of auto-resolve that, but that's okay, because we actually did gain a little bit of relation with her. We actually have 7 relation with her right now, and, we were actually able to take some of these guys prisoner. That is kind of crazy. Alright, so let's see how that goes. I'm actually kind of happy about that, because if we can find a ransom broker, I don't think there's going to be one right here. So I guess I'm just going to wait here for some time, and we'll see if we can maybe find one in the near future. And maybe, just maybe, I might be able to do another task for her too. Well, I suppose the best thing for me to do right now, while I am kind of restoring myself, is to collect some taxes. So let's do that, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be attacked by the peasants, and that will give us some decent enough experience. But as we have found out in the previous episode, these tax quests are some of the best that you're going to get to do, because they don't have any duration on them. Unfortunately, 2.5k dinars is not exactly great, but it is enough to basically be like, yes, I think we're doing reasonably well as a result of that. Now, what I would like to do is actually buy a proper weapon, because I actually don't have one, and it would definitely be something that I would like, because, you know, obviously being able to attack without, you know, needing your spells is probably a good idea. Thinking about a military hammer, actually, because that's going to enable me to take some prisoners quite easily, and it's pretty cheap, so why not? Let's just do that. Obviously, I have quite a bit of cash now as well, so generally what I could do is I could go to Skulls Out and I could buy Shadow Bolt and things like that, but personally, I feel like with 8 Power Throw, I don't think I really need additional damage from my spells, even though, yes, you know, I probably will eventually when I'm actually fighting against higher tier units like we saw against the Giants and the Dragonkin. I was not doing that much damage. To some of them, yes, but to most of them, no. So it would probably be a good idea to upgrade your spell at some point in the future, but I don't think I really need to right now. So I actually do want to... Oh, yes. No, I'm sorry. This guy's a warmonger. I'm not going to be doing his task for him, even though it would probably give us quite a bit of cash. And I'm hoping that we can maybe find a Ransom Broker relatively soon, but it hasn't been that long since I last checked. So maybe we'll just speak to this guy. Seems like everyone absolutely loves it that we helped out the Queen, which is relatively nice. Okay, so this guy wants us to deliver a letter. Personally, I feel like delivering letters is very lucrative in this mod, because you would think to yourself, oh, it's going to be awful, it's going to give you 1 relation. Usually it does, but in this it gives you 3 with both parties. I think that's more than worth it. Ah, now what do we have here? I found a Ransom Broker, finally, and hopefully we'll be able to see how much they... Ooh, yeah, okay, so Giants are obviously fantastic, and they're going to give me 416 for those. Whoa, okay, apparently the Dragonkin, much better, 600 each. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Alright, so I'm probably going to want to try and find... Oh, there's Lyria. Oh, yes, please join me. I actually... Oh, yeah, I don't have any space. No, that's terrible. Hopefully I have enough space now, and hopefully she's not going to be annoyed at me for not having enough space before. Yes, join me. Fantastic. Who's this? Oh, this is a Dragonborn Paladin. Please join me for free. 10,000. No. Yes, I thought it was going to be that, you know. He was going to have a very high cost, because let's face it, look at him. He's wearing some fantastic gear, and he's probably got some even better stats. So that's kind of harsh, but whatever the case, I fully understand it. There's nothing really I can do about it, to be honest. So let's see if there's a guildmaster here. Yes, there is. Okay, so can I... Really? Prince Strahosek still doesn't like me? Where is he? Can I do a task for him? Well, in my search for Prince Strahosek, I have come into a situation which I'm not entirely happy with. Because, yeah, it is a bunch of mindless undead against a bunch of mindless undead. That's basically what our army is at the moment. And, well, it's going to be a kind of amusing affair here, because we are just literally going to be fighting the same units with the same units. So we'll see who is going to win out. It's probably us, because we have more units of the same kind. But as you can see, my power throw is actually so much better, and I'm able to do so much more damage as a result of that, which I very much appreciate, because you know how it is sometimes when you're trying to use a weapon, like you're trying to use archery, or you're trying to use crossbows or something like that, and those things, especially crossbows, they require so much proficiency to really be good. I mean, yeah, crossbows, you know, they're fine, you know, they're going to be pretty slow in the way that they act in battle anyway, because you obviously have to reload, and it takes a bit of time to do that. But if you have greater accuracy and proficiency, it obviously makes more of a difference in its effectiveness. But with archery and with thrown weapons, you obviously get power draw and you have power throw to increase your accuracy a little bit extra than just that that initial, you know, crossbow, you know, thing. So I think that's pretty cool the way that is happening, and hopefully I will be able to find the prince relatively soon. Obviously we're still leveling up our forces, and I should still start summoning some undead as well. I should start doing many harder battles, in my opinion. Well, this is one of the many things that I've been doing, just taking messages back and forth to various people, and as you can see, it gives us 3 relation. This guy has received so many letters from different vassals that we now have 10 relation with him, which is kind of insane. Otherwise, we now have 0 with Drahosek, so I should be able to get a pretty decent enterprise. Maybe. Ouch. That's all I can say. Just ouch, because we're only getting a profit of 4 dinars from an ironworks. And what about a weavery and dyeworks? Wow, the weavery and dyeworks is actually pretty good, but I don't have 10,000 dinars. Ooh, that's grinding my gears. It's grinding my gears right there. Okay, so maybe he's actually going to give me something. This war between Kingdom of Eurasia and Kingdom of Ealings has brought our town to the verge of ruin. Our caravans get raided and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have any persuasion, so I won't be able to actually do this. I'm sorry. I cannot do it. There's no way I will be able to do that. Do you have any other jobs? Ooh. Yes. Okay, I'd be happy to do this. Deal with looters. Well, this is going to be easy enough. I'm actually really pleased to see that the mod creator is really active as well in addressing the most important issues, and obviously is going to continue working on the more in-depth stuff, you know, like, well, you know, new scenes, adding all kinds of extra goodies for us to experience, and I feel like the changes already have been substantial, because if you're a Necromancer player like I am, then obviously I really like the changes, and that's the cool thing actually I feel about single player games. You really don't have to worry about balance. You really don't have to worry about balance, because you can basically be like, okay, so I want this class to do 9,000 damage, I want this class to move at the speed of light, and I want this class to be able to absorb, 10 million gamma rays or whatever. Yes, he's the Hulk now, apparently. But anyway, the point is that in single-player games, you can just run wild with the balancing. That's exactly the reason why one of my favorite mods ever, Blood and Steel, and I'm talking about the very early version of Blood and Steel, the one where you could play as a barbarian with 63 strength and 63 agility, that one, yeah, that is a really fun experience. We have a slightly larger enemy party to deal with this time around. Personally, I feel like we have a pretty easy time of things here, and what I will have to do, I think, is take a look at my character menu or character report after this, and just see how much negative honor I actually have, and then make a judgment call, really, because what I would like to do is go and raid something, because if I can go and raid something, I can try and gain some negative honor from that. And you may be asking yourself, why do you want negative honor? Didn't you say in the previous episode that having positive honor is one of the best things ever? Well, yeah, it actually is. Having positive honor is really very useful, especially for creating your own kingdom eventually, because you will then have basically every lord eating out of your hand, so to speak. So it's very good to have positive honor. But in this mod, having negative honor and necromancy is going to eventually result in you being able to summon demons. Yes. That is exactly the reason why I want to do that, because being able to summon demons would be amazing, and I would love to be able to do that. So if we could maybe do it sooner rather than later, I would be very happy about that. Okay, so we actually have -7. We're going to need many more than that, to be honest, to be able to, well, basically summon the demons. We're going to need, I believe it is -50 to be able to get that. And actually, speaking of making money, I think I might be able to make a good amount, apart from enterprises, from alchemy. And I'm thinking of doing that as well. So we'll see if I can maybe make some cash from alchemy a little bit later on, but I'm not entirely sure if I can buy the recipes just yet, because I think they are... from what I remember in a previous version, it might not be the same in this version, but from what I remember there, it's basically 50,000, I think. So it might be different now. It might be 10,000 or something like that, but obviously if you're able to make a huge amount of money doing alchemy, then it's going to make sense to make it kind of difficult to do so, because if you do that, then obviously you don't imbalance the economy that much, and you make the, you know, you make the player have to work for it a little bit more. But obviously getting 50,000, I think it should be pretty doable. I just got to get that first Weaverian dye works. Getting that first Weaverian dye works is going to be the hard part. But then after that, we should have an easy time. So let's just see if I can maybe sell a couple of things here. I'm actually going to sell this Book of Healing, finally. Couldn't really find any marketplace that had enough money to actually buy it. Alright, so I've just bet 100 dinars on myself in this tournament, and I actually have a pretty significant amount of confidence in this situation because of my increased power throw, and it actually makes us a lot more effective in combat, and hopefully I will be able to utilize it relatively well. There we go. Okay, so we took out that Undead Footman, and we took out the Hired Blade as well. Now these Hired Blades are obviously going to be pretty tricky to deal with, because they are definitely tricky in native, and that is going to be a little bit problematic. So let's see if I can maybe... come on now, let's try and take him out. 45 damage, that was a nice amount of damage right there. Hopefully I won't get killed by him. There we go. Okay, good work, Undead Veteran Fighter. Yes, very nice indeed. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to proceed to the final round. I think we should be able to. I don't think we're going to have too many difficulties, but obviously it's me, and I could get taken out at any time. Ooh, there we go. We took out his shield right at the third or fourth throw right there, and I was actually 100% accurate. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. Anyway, this is the final round. Let us see what we are capable of doing. I will hopefully be able to do the same thing here, where we will be able to take out his shield, and yeah, there we go. And then we can hopefully do some damage. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Nice, and that is going to be a victory for us. That is actually going to be a victory for us. 4,200 dinars, 20 renown. That is really great. And hopefully, yes, I might actually be able to... Yeah, 500 dinars, sure. And let's try and get him too. There we go, another 200, and... there we go. All right. So I'm obviously going to be attempting to try and find our medic companion from the previous episode as well, because she is a beast in terms of medical skills, and hopefully we will be able to utilize her as much as possible. But otherwise, that will be it for this episode. If you'd like to download the mod, there is a link in the description. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.